Welcome to the show. Everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and lives. DeeDee's reactions, she's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Welcome to the show. Everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and lives. DeeDee's reactions, she's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Welcome to the show. Everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and lives. DeeDee's reactions, she's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing fine. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So welcome back to the channel. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. I can't talk. Make sure you hit the like button as you come into the building, you guys. That is super, super important. Also, if you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the stream as well. So listen, y'all, I'm up here with this impromptu live stream. You probably see what's happening on social media as it relates to Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels, y'all. I have to give my 2 cents. I'm in this space and I have an opinion and I want to give it on this whole situation with Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb. I was surprised, y'all. Listen, I'm on here, but I'm not in tune with what everything that's going on. And this one kind of took me by surprise. I don't know how it is for you guys. Maybe y'all have seen more. But it kind of took me by surprise. Look, both of these men are talented, in the space, successful. And I like both of them. Like, I don't know what the issue is between the two of them. This kind of caught me off guard. So that's why I am here for the most part. But listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can support in many different ways by hitting the like button. Also, if you want to purchase merchandise, that link is in the description. Also, you can, if you want to get your comments read, Cash App or super chat, you can support in that way and get your comments read. But y'all, listen, once again, I will say this kind of took me by surprise. These are two talented guys in these spaces, and I like both of them. So listen, when I have an opinion, but I don't take sides because I don't know either one of them personally, but I do like what they contribute on social media. I'm basically, like a fan of both. Like I have there are a lot of people. Listen, and I will say this before I get into the video. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on in the chat. Let me know what you think, because y'all probably see more than I see. I don't know. I do my little part and that's it. I'm not really immersed into everything that happens on social media. I don't have that kind of time, but this is why it took me by surprise, because I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't see this coming. Anton and Corey Holcomb going at it, I didn't see it coming. But I will say, look, I've heard some things. I hear, and to be fair, I've heard people say negative things about Corey Holcomb. I've heard people say negative things about Anton Daniels. I hear people say all kind of things about Anton. People call Anton a liar. People call Anton a hypocrite. I've seen people who don't like Anton. I've seen a lot of people who do. I've seen people who hate Corey Holcomb, who say all he do is talk about Black women and put them down and disrespect them. I've heard it all on both sides. I've watched both of them. And I have opinions about both of them. Corey has the comedic side with his opinions and what he think and how you feel about women and everybody else. He's been very vocal about Cheyenne Bryant and a lot of people and a lot of takes that he has. I agree with. The same thing with Anton Daniels. Now, I'm not going to say they're perfect, because I don't believe anybody's perfect. I think we are all flawed. I think we can all be hypocritical at times. And, so it's that side. I'm very neutral, because I think nobody is perfect. Nobody gets it 100% correct all the time. So you have your ups and your downs, your ebbs and your flows. You don't get it right all the time. So I think we all can work on ourselves, and we're not perfect, but from my opinion and perspective, I don't take anything personally from anything anybody says, pretty much, on especially when it comes to social media. Now, yeah, things can spark a nerve. Yes, of course, because we're human, but to take it so deeply to where you want to fight, and I'm not a man. Once again, I'm just a woman giving her perspective. I can't speak for men. I know it's different for men. Men always say, hey, when you get in front of each other, hey, you say the wrong thing, you say something disrespectful, they could go to blows. So I know that is real for men, but also men talk about other men being emotional and in your feelings. And I think we all, listen, I've seen some emotional in their feelings men as well. Let's not get that twisted. So where do you draw the line from what's masculine, what's emotional, who's in their feelings and who's not, but they gonna get into it. Child, shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to Corey Holcomb. I think they're two are the best, to do it. And I'm just like, in their own right. Corey has been a comedian for years and he's done his thing. And I respect that. I respect Anton Daniels' progression from what I've seen on social media and also outside of social media. He talks about different businesses and things that he does in his community and stuff like that. I respect all of it. I have no other way to look at it, because I don't know these people personally. I only know what they present on social media. And from what I've seen, look, I have no problems with it, because I don't know anything outside of that. You know what I mean? And they ain't do nothing to me. So, I can't speak negatively on people that I don't know. I can only go off of what I see and give my opinion. It's an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So look, everybody, like I say, everybody have flaws. Everybody have a good side and their bad side. Nobody is perfect, but I want to play the from this video of Anton on Corey's show, the 5150, and it was very interesting, to say the least, y'all. This thing was like 2 hours long, so I'm not gonna play the full 2 hours, because the conversation started off good. They were talking about different things, and they brought up the white man and this and that, and it started good, to say the least. I can't quote the whole conversation, but it started off pretty good, and they were having a decent conversation, seemed like, and then it took a turn. And I want to pull it up and start from there, because I can't play the full 2 hours, but I want to play it for those who may not have seen it. Shout out to you, Avenge the Ancestor says, hello, Queen D. You're looking great today, and room be first. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button as you come into the building. And also, if you want to support, make sure you are giving a super chat or Cash App to support the channel, y'all. That is super, super important. Yeah, somebody says YouTube streets are wild. They are, y'all. Thank y'all so much. What's going on, Classy? Classy Young Man 35. Thank you, Classy. I appreciate you for being here. And how are you? Says it was funny as hell. They were not going to fight. LOL. I don't know, Classy. It kind of looked a little close to me, but I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't fight. It kind of looked like it was going to go to blows, but I'm glad it didn't, Classy. Thank you for the super chat, Classy. Thank you so much for being here. I hope all is well with you. Thank you once again for the support. Make sure you are supporting you guys via super chat, Cash App to support the channel. Somebody said it's on YouTube. Anybody can get it. It's like the Wild Wild West. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with y'all, because this is crazy. So I want to get into it. Make sure you are hitting the like button as you come into the building, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Make sure you go hit hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Make sure you are hitting the like button as you come into the building. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the video. I'm gonna stop talking, and then I want to get your thoughts on it. So make sure you are chiming in the chat. All right. Here we go. Let's hear what they're saying, y'all.
But you didn't answer it. Like,
I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this: the majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not. I don't think you got people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I
talk
don't
about
know.
liberal white women literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Caucasian female, the biggest enemy.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there, because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
No, I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them, because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that. But here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall of it?
I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you taking
you don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You're too busy.
My capacity that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you said something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down, because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud, and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it. And that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me, because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah,
see,
homie, let me tell you something, homie. I don't
tell you.
I don't
Ain't nobody
suck
gonna
dick.
tell you to, yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck
Yeah,
dick.
you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck dick, homie.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't
Believe me
do
when
that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same
Let's
energy
switch
you give me.
Let's switch seats.
Let's
Switch seats.
I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit, homie.
I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Well, I tell you what, watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking,
you
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
okay, but that gay shit, oh, you
I don't give a fuck about what you talking
hey, homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put no dick sucking shit. Don't put no dick sucking shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit.
Say I suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
No. I
don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But
we good.
Now, come on now. Now, see that once again, I'm not getting in the middle of no man shit. But that, to say that to somebody, that is fighting words. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, that is some bullshit to get in another man's face and say you know that's what you were doing. Like that normally that would have been a fight. That would have been a fight. I'm just saying, like that was bold to say that to somebody. And I don't know, in that particular moment, I think Corey was kind of holding back. Like if Anton had said it one more time, I think they would have went to blows. I do. If Anton had said, you dick sucker, I think Corey would have swung. I think he would have swung on him because that seemed like a trigger for him. You know, it seems like a trigger for him. That's all I'm saying in that moment. And I'm like, this is why that's dangerous. When he talked about switch with seats and got in his face, I felt like he was triggered and that was going, you know what I'm saying? That was going to trigger him. And he would have, if Anton had said it again, I don't know. I think they might've been fighting. And I'm glad they didn't, because we don't need to see two successful Black men on social media fighting over what? A miscommunication or something that they don't agree on. You know, they don't agree on certain things. From what I'm gathering, Corey Holcomb is saying that Anton always talk about Black people and he don't address white folks. But then there are people who say Corey, all he do is, you know, disrespect Black women. You know, just like a lot of people will say, hey, in my case, and I'm just using this as an example, I'm not getting in the middle, that, you know, I only talk about Black women. You know, it's their perception and they don't like it, but you don't have to watch. You don't have to agree. You could keep it moving. So why are they arguing over this, what this one talk about versus everybody has a right to talk about what they want to talk about and have an opinion in the way they want to. But there is a line to be drawn when it comes to disrespect and the, you know, the way that happens. And baby, it's just, ooh, Lord. That was a lot. That was a lot right there. And I think that's the part that triggered Corey, and it could have went really wrong. I'm just saying. What's y'all thoughts? Make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Let's continue.
On me.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't do dick
We can put
sucking
the
shit.
microphone right now and go on her back. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my mouth.
You running your mouth. I don't do
You
no
doing
dick
this shit for
sucking
the
shit.
internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on. If you want
I'll
to say
show
Anton,
you I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you want to say Anton, listen, don't
I'ma let
disrespect
you
me like
finish.
that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you, but don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't fuck with either. But I let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm going to extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how would it
Call this nigga out his name?
Nigga, I'm telling you that you did. You can't tell me how I get disrespected.
I got a question for bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No,
This
this my show. This my show.
That's cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Man, fuck what you talking about.
I don't dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation, because you ain't gonna do shit. Because you're not gonna do shit.
Come at me with that dick sucking shit again, nigga.
You're not gonna
come at me with. Say I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go out back right now.
Fuck I am.
We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
We can go out back right now.
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Oh my.
Hey,
No, it's just not respect.
I ain't falling for the. I ain't falling. Darlene, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie. I ain't got to go out back right now because we got to go out back to lead this motherfucker. But I'm saying that dick sucking shit, watch that. That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it how you like if you
Let me tell you something. Yeah, and you know, because we know Anton is not a street dude. Corey is not a street dude, I gather. If this was really like the real gully street, oh baby. First off, it probably wouldn't have been. I don't know. It would have been fighting. They'd already been fighting. I'm just saying. Look. Yeah, there's some dudes out here in the streets who are not there, and they would have been throwing, baby. It wouldn't have been all that talking. You can't really, the dudes from my opinion and what I've seen, the guys who are really body like that, and I'm from New Orleans, so I've seen a lot of real niggas who about it. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna even lie. The real dudes who about it, they ain't gonna talk. They don't have a mental. A lot of them don't have a mental capacity to sit down and have a conversation with you. For one, all they know is fighting and some other stuff. All they know is that they're not calm enough to sit there and even have the. As soon as you say one word that disrespects them, because it's all about the principle. And when, especially when you come from New Orleans, as far as the New Orleans people that I grew up and know and been around, it's about the principle that matters. And it's about, they don't tolerate disrespect. They'll be cool with you until you say something that's disrespectful, and they not going to have no conversation with you. It's already up from there. They ain't going to wait. They don't know any other way, a lot of them. They just going to go to doing what they need to do, whatever that is. If you disrespect them. Now, a lot of people, didn't get up from that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate. But yeah, a lot of the real dudes who don't play about disrespect, there was no way you was gonna say you're what he said, a D sucking and you walk away and then come back. No, it wouldn't be none of that. So thank God that's not the type of situation, because that really could go left, So yeah, I think they both have too much to lose to let it get to that point, especially on social media. Like, I think they both have a lot to lose, and I don't think they really wanted that, because the ones who about that, they don't give a goddamn. They don't give a rat's ass. They don't have nothing to lose, and they gon', it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So yeah, thank God that ain't that. See, Irving, what's going on? Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I'm glad that it didn't escalate, DeeDee. You're right, DeeDee. They just know how to react. It's no talking, standing, or exactly. Thank you for the super chat, C. Irvin. And how you been? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the support. Yeah, I mean, come on now. It's like, I've seen some real stuff. I always say, look, I come from the hood. I may not look like it. Thank God. Because I don't want to look hard and rough around the edges. I want to look good as I age. So I don't want to look like where I came from, but I've seen it. I've seen people lose their lives behind a miscommunication. You know what I'm saying? It was a miscommunication. Well, some of them don't have a chance to explain, because the dudes who are about that life, child, they don't talk. They just react. And I think it's important to be able to have conversations and get through the BS. But the real ones like that, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to sit down and no, they gonna, as soon as you, and they staunch on it. Man, you ain't gonna disrespect me. You ain't gonna, and disrespect is a big deal, especially where I come from. In New Orleans, it's like I say, they'll tell you, man, it's about the principle. It's about the respect. That's huge. And if you call somebody a D sucker to their face, oh shit, like that ain't, you don't do that. You don't do that. You can't do that with everybody. I'm just saying, you can't do that with everybody. Classy, thank you for the super chat. Says, Black people wanted to see him fight. That's it. Yeah, thank you, Classy. I appreciate you. Yeah, and I just didn't want these guys to do that. We see enough of the foolery in our communities, but we don't need that on here. Like, these are productive men. These are productive men. I don't want to see them fighting over something that could have, could be just, oh, hey, let's agree to disagree. We don't agree on the same things. We don't believe in the same things or whatever. Let's just agree to disagree. No fighting. And now I'm really hoping that this was all one strategic plan. You know what I mean? Because on social media, you just never know. I'm hoping that this was one big strategic plan where they was like, come on, let's do this, and we know everybody gonna, share it, and we're gonna make some money off of it. I mean, that would be smarter, in my opinion. I'm hoping that this was a strategic plan. Because then that would make sense. That would make sense. Let's continue.
You want to get back to the conversation? We can get back to the conversation,
but just know
I'm not listening to none of that shit, bro.
Here, nigga.
I'm not listening to none of that shit. If you want to get back to the conversation,
long as you
we can
know.
get back to the conversation.
Long as you know,
bro, you not
because
you not that tough.
You say you're not that tough. Not Anton. Listen, I don't know. They took a break. I guess they're gonna come back. There's some people who say that about Anton. There are people who say all kind of things about Anton. So it's like
everything's straight.
I don't know.
Everything's straight. Ain't nobody saying I'm sucking dick no more. Everything's straight.
For sure.
I told y'all that's a trigger.
I got a question for bro though.
And I'm gonna respect him on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He said what he said, so I'm gonna respect him on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So question, given that black people are on the Democratic plantation, what do you say about the use of Christianity to make slaves out of black people?
In what, today's time or historically?
No, sir. Historically.
Yeah, absolutely. It was used in a negative way, but anything can be used in a positive or negative way. You can weaponize literally anything. Corporate America, for example. You can use the internet in order to push out propaganda, or you can use it to communicate effectively with the people. You can use money to manipulate people, or you can use it to help people. And so you can't just say that Christianity itself is used. The Quran is used in a negative way in order to control people.
Absolutely.
So it depends on the person. And that's why we evaluate the person based off of their fruits instead of evaluating them based off of Christianity itself. Because everybody that calls himself a Christian is not a Christian.
100%. So I agree that the teachings of Jesus are pure. However, in the hands of Caucasian white males,
that's not true, because I know some good Caucasian white men.
The teachings of Jesus,
and I know some bad Caucasian white men.
Okay,
right,
so
correct.
Look, check this out. This is what I listen.
Keep everything respectful.
Listen. This is what I'm saying. The reason I don't have a lot of people up here at the show is because I know a lot of people aren't initiated when it comes to talking to men of a certain mind state, and I don't believe you knew what you was doing when you said something about dick sucking, brother.
We're not gonna let that go.
I apologize.
Okay. Hey, bro, I appreciate that.
I apologize.
I appreciate that.
You're not letting
because
that go, baby.
this ain't no show. The last thing I want to do is get into it with you physically.
Right.
But I have a switch.
I do too. When I'm a man, just like
I respect your switch. I respect
you too.
Okay, good. I'm glad, brother. It ain't no fake shit right here.
Absolutely, I'm with it.
We straight. I respect your switch, brother.
Okay.
And I'm saying,
I see that I said it. Corey is really serious about that D sucking comment. Corey is wanted to be clear that that's not what he do. You know what I'm saying? That's not a part of him. And I respect that. Because I mean, if somebody's calling you something that you are truly not, that could make you offended, especially if you don't want to be portrayed as that. If you're really serious about it. Now, some would argue that a different way, but nah, he's serious about, look, don't, this man, he wasn't letting that slide. And I said that's what's triggered him. And I mean, it would have triggered him to possibly fight, because any person, it would, you know what I mean? Because it feels like somebody's lying on you. When somebody calls you something that you're not, it's almost as if they're lying. And some people don't take too kindly to lies. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it feels inside. Like when somebody calling you something you're not, that could be fighting words. So, once again, I'm glad they didn't fight. I did not want to see them fight. They don't need to. They're too successful for that. Like they don't need to be doing that. This was crazy. This was crazy though. But let's continue. They say they're good. Let's continue.
Like a lot of people don't know the way I was brought up. You can't step to men like that.
Right.
So I'm not checking you. I'm just trying to let you know
We good.
that when we talk to each other a certain way, like if dick sucking is brought up, that's just like motherfucking pissing on my shoes. So I'm saying like, I could get back straight. I could get back straight. When I shook your hand, it wasn't phony.
Listen, I get into it with my homies. I get into it with my brothers. I don't have no sisters. I got three brothers, and we scrap it out. I scrap with my nephews. It is what it is. And then we shake hands and we keep it moving once we have a disagreement and we get it out of our system. So if we good, then we good.
I'm good.
I'm with it. Let's get to the conversation.
That's why I tried to explain myself right there, because I'm like, this man probably don't even know that my mind is set up, Anton. My mind is set up when people do things like I call it backdooria on my show. Mm-hmm. When people throw that at you, it's a set off. And I'm saying like, I ain't trying to get set off. I think I'm a lot more than somebody with name calling to get at me. But I'm saying like,
but see, I don't believe you, Corey. I don't believe you, bro. Okay. And let me tell you why I don't believe you. Because you do the same shit that you feel offended by.
Really?
You do. Absolutely.
Ooh, wait a minute. Now, Anton Daniels, come on now. That's what people say about you. People, I've seen it. People on his panels have said the same thing, Anton. Love what you do, Anton, but look, I'm not saying it. People have said the same thing about you, Anton. People have said that Anton is a hypocrite. There are people who have said, I've seen people say, hey, you say things, I'm just saying, I've seen it. I've seen it recently played out on one of his panels. Because like I said, I'm a fan. I watch. I don't always react or whatever to stuff. Sometimes I just watch stuff, because it's interesting. I like to hear what people are saying. And there are people who would say that about Anton as well. There are people who say, yeah, you do the same thing. It's like it's like the pot calling the kettle black. I think a lot of people do that at times. Hey, we all might do it at times. We don't recognize it when we do it, but we recognize it when somebody else does it. I just wanted to say that. Just wanted to say that. Let's play.
You just did it. You said a lot of shit to me that I don't necessarily care about.
I ain't said nothing about dick sucking.
You pick and choose what's disrespectful because you applying it to you. It's other people out there that don't take that shit.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that. So,
but that's the nature of people, because everything doesn't offend everybody. There are certain things that are trigger points for each person. In this particular case, in my opinion, Corey's trigger was with him saying D sucker. Because that's a trigger for him, because he don't want to be associated with that. So that is not picking and choosing. It's the things that offend you versus things that don't. Somebody might say, "Oh, your hair ain't real," and I'm like, okay, and it doesn't offend me. Somebody might, say something else a little bit more deeper. That's a trigger for me. And then that will be the thing that offends me. You know what I mean? Everybody is not offended by everything. There are certain things that people are offended by, and that's the things that they react to. That's just how that is. It's like some people will let you call them all kind of names, but if you say anything about their mama, oh, hell, all bets are off. The gloves are on. You know what I mean? Like, so some people, they're not offended by everything, but certain there's like a line. There's a certain line that you can't cross with certain people, and everybody's line is different. And I know people like that. You could say, oh, whatever, fuck you. That's how people be talking. Excuse my language. Where you could call them all kind of names, bees and hoes and whatever, and they be like, I don't care, whatever. But if you say, oh, your mama, oh, they will tear your ass up. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So people have a line that they in their mind that they know they will not let anybody cross, and you don't know what it is, but they do. So and I've seen it play out in real life. People can argue and say all kind of shit, oh, whatever, or you go toe to toe with them, but they say that one thing that's a real trigger for you deep down, oh, and that could go real left. So yeah, I don't think that people are triggered. It's not a picking and choosing. It's about what's that trigger for you. This is why I even say in relationships, there are triggers. And this is why when you're in a relationship with a person and you've been with them for a long time, you learn each other's triggers. You learn whatever their triggers are. People have triggers from their past, their childhood. you don't go there because you know that that's a sore spot for that person. So you don't purposely do that. But when you're just dealing with people you don't really know, you don't know their triggers and sometimes people learn those triggers. And when they do, it could be detrimental. That's all I'm saying. Latrell, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for the support. Says, in Anton's defense, Corey escalated the situation first by calling Anton and ass kisser two Caucasians. That's how it all started. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Listen, I think they're both triggering each other. But him saying that could be triggering to Anton. Well, because Anton don't believe that he does that. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I just think it could have been, the conversation could have, it shouldn't be a personal thing, and it should be just opinions. We are all out here with our own opinions about things. I don't think everybody is going to agree, but I think you have to, as much as people say they're to a mature level or they're beyond certain things, all of us are still a little triggered. We're able to be triggered. And I don't think it just in general, we are all as, progressed as we think we are. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as somebody says something that you don't like, it really shows where your level of progression is or the lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not as, strong inside as we think we are all the time. Like people can trigger us and we can fall short. It's like, you can sit up here, including myself and a lot of people, you can sit up and say you'll take the moral high ground and you'll do this, do that. But if somebody say something that really touches you, child, you'll see the most pristine acting person who say they won't do this and won't do that, child, you'll see them wailing, fighting and doing the most because we're still works in progress. We're still working on ourselves. We're not all there yet. And I don't think we ever will be. I don't think anybody will be. But that's just my thoughts. That's just my opinion. Thank you, Latrell. I appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Irvin Hunt, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for being here. It says, I watch both guys' shows. Me too. Anton is a bit of a weird dude, made some money, converted to Republican, and talks as though he is better than most blacks. I did not want to fight, but I wish Corey had cracked him. Anton needs it. Oh, child. Oh my God. Thank you, Irving Hunt. I appreciate your perspective. I thank you so much for the super chat. You know what, Irving? There are some people who agree with that. You know what I mean? I personally didn't want to see any of them fight, but I get what you're saying, Irving. And there are people who think that way. And, everybody has a right to think and, the way they want to. Everybody don't have to agree with it, but I get what you're saying, Irvin. There are some people who probably would agree with you, and there was some that would disagree. But that's it. Agree or disagree. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's your own perspective, and you have a right to have that. That's all I'm saying. And I just personally didn't want to see them fight. Because I just think they're too talented and too successful for that. We don't need to see our black successful men out here fighting to show, oh my God, this is how they act like animals. They don't know how to have a conversation with each other. I don't want to see that, especially with these guys. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see with any of our men. You already got stuff stacked against you. People thinking negative things about black men. I just don't want to see that, something to add to it. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, Irving. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you guys are supporting via Super Chat or Cash App, y'all. And all I ask is at least a $5 or a $10 Super Chat to support the channel, y'all. Definitely helps go a long way. And make sure you are hitting the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. We got about 214 people in the building, and we only have 96 likes. Make sure you're go ahead and hit the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. Let's continue.
So listen to me, Anton.
But hold on. Let me say this last part.
Land.
But I get it because you don't know me and I don't know you. So you don't know what I look at as disrespectful.
Exactly.
And so as a result, I just let that shit ride. The only thing that ever triggers me is it, and this is why I like to do shows in person. I told you before the show, I said I don't do no more live streams with people that I don't know. Did I not say that? Because I want to see and look in their eyes and see what's really happening, right? And the reason that is because the only thing that set me off is if somebody make it seem like they ready to do something. Then I'm like, okay, well, it's all hands up. fuck the conversation.
Well, how about this? People may be ready to do something for whatever reason. They want to be ready to do something. But what I'm saying to you is, you know, in this world, they are trying to normalize men in dresses. They trying to normalize a woman wearing a thong in front of a church gathering or whatever.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I could handle whatever is happening out there, but I'm saying, like, I'm still standing on this. I'm standing on this. If a man walking up to me with some homosexual talk, like, I could take, I said this before, I could take a meeting at a brother like Tyler Perry's house because I know what's gonna happen if it go bad. The house gonna get tore up. I ain't saying that to act like I'm tough. I'm just saying,
I feel you.
There's certain things that we as men cannot say to each other without clashing. And it is my opinion with niggas that I know and where I'm from, if I say to one of my homies, man, suck a dick, everybody will get quiet that we know. And they'll be like, what is that? What is that? Because it's like, that's their homosexual talk. So what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? If it's one way to get a brother like me, I know brothers who are preachers that would put their religion down for that right there. That's all I'm saying, black man. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what? Corey is absolutely right. That's what I'm saying. I cannot deny that. Corey, clearly that is a big trigger for him. This is why I say you have to be careful on both ends. What is triggering to each other, because this is how people lose their life. I'm telling y'all know it though. Y'all know it. Like, damn, it's not like, this is why I do think when people say stuff on social media, that's one thing, because I do think certain things that people say on social media, they wouldn't say to a person's face, or if they're on camera. Because another thing too is one thing to be a social media person on video, on camera, versus real life in the streets. Real life in the streets where there's no cameras, there's no audience. Oh man, that could go real bad fast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's another thing too. And especially when you have something to lose, you know, to me, it's easier to press somebody who you know that has something to lose in front of everybody. You get what I'm saying? Either way, no matter who it is, because you have some. That's like, example, the situation with Chris Rock and Will Smith. Will Smith had the gall and the balls to go up on stage and slap the piss out of Chris Rock in front of an audience on camera where people could see it. If Chris Rock was kind of put in a rock in a hard place, because if he were to hit him back and start a fight and fight him on national TV, it would make him look bad too. Because people somehow have amnesia. They wouldn't think about, oh, Will walked up and slapped the piss out of him first, but then he defended him and himself, and if he would have beat the shit out of him, guess what? The media would have said Chris Rock beat the shit out of Will Smith. They wouldn't have said, oh, Will Smith slapped the piss out of him and he defended himself. No, it would have been Chris Rock beat the shit out of Will Smith if he had got the best of him. See, they have a way of not looking at the cause of it. They just look at the response. You get what I'm saying? It's like people who throw dirt and hide their hands. It's like you antagonize somebody. And I'm not talking about Anton and Corey at this point. I'm just speaking in general. It's kind of like, it depends on the situation, where it is, how it's set up. If you do something where everybody can see, then it makes the response a little difficult, especially if both of y'all have something to lose. You get what I'm saying? When you have people who are from the streets, on the streets, who don't do social media, because the real, henchmen, if I could use that word, they're not on social media. They're not on YouTube. The real niggas who out there for real, who are about that life, they not showing their face. They not over here having conversations. They out in the street doing what they do. So that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't a social media thing or anything like that, if in real life on the streets, this would have gone differently, probably. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a much, much worse. So I think there's a bit of I don't know, advantage to sit down and have a conversation about something and they go left. And you know what I mean? There's more at stake here. Because if Corey Holcomb had got in Anton's face like he did and start wailing on him and beat him down to the ground, if that was the case, I'm not saying that's what would have happened. Hell, if Anton would have got the best of him and beat him down, like that would have been a whole different situation, you know. Then you start to see what's really going on. If somebody gonna press charges and you know what I'm saying? Then it gets real. Now, whatever y'all got going on, what are you losing? You stand to lose stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so it would have been a train wreck because it's publicized. So if one hit, just say whoever hit the other one first, then now it's all televised. It's all recorded. We can all see it. You know what I'm saying? And so you could possibly go to jail if somebody want to press. You know what I mean? It's a lot that can happen. So yeah, it's a little different with social media beef versus real beef, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's why I just think, you know, it didn't, you know, that's why I'm glad it didn't get to that, because they didn't need that. They didn't need that. 28 Randall, thank you so much for the membership. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. Thank you once again. Let's continue, y'all. But Corey Holcomb is standing on that. He don't want to be associated with the sucker shit, like he would say. He ain't really trying that homo. He ain't trying to. He really ain't. He's standing on business with that. Let's continue.
Listen, that's what where you at. So I'm gonna respect that.
Thank you, brother.
It's simple as that.
I don't want no drama.
It's simple as that.
I swear I don't want no drama, man. My life is good.
Mine's is too.
I believe you. My life is good.
I'm
man.
with you.
That's why
you know what I'm saying. I ain't want you to come up here for that. It's just the simple misunderstandings that we as men can have. I think older black men like us need to make sure there are boundaries that simply can't be crossed when men are talking. And if you tell me a boundary, Anton, if you tell me a boundary, I promise you, I'm going to do my best not to cross that boundary.
I'm not.
When I'm talking to Willie D don't like when you call him nigga. And I go out my way not to call Willie D nigga because I look at him as a man.
I kick it with Willie too. For me though, I don't give a fuck about the talking. I don't have no boundaries. I don't care if a nigga say something about me. It is what niggas say shit like that all the time. Like that's the environment that we live in. I only care about my real life.
Can I ask you a question? You just said men talk disrespectfully to you in your face all the time.
No.
This is nothing.
You did not hear what I said.
I said they
do that shit all the time. You see it in the chat. You see it in the comments. All of that shit, right?
Yeah.
I don't care about that shit, right?
That's right, because that's for the internet.
Right. So when people say stuff, I don't take it personal because it's not a thing to me. It's just talk. The only thing I care about is what happened in real life. When I cut that shit off in real life, my life is great.
Right. Let me tell you something.
So my point is that I don't take nothing personal unless it get personal, unless it gets physical. That's the only thing I'm up on. Anything else I can walk away from. I don't give a fuck about that. My life, I could walk away and I'm probably gonna never see that person again.
I understand. So this is why the chat, I allow them, and in fact, I encourage them to be themselves in the chat. Because this is a computer screen.
Right. And but somebody said something about Corey starting it by calling him an ass kisser. Well, Anton says he's not bothered by any of that. So he's not triggered by any of that. He let it roll off his chest. He's not worried about that. But you gotta also understand too that if you're not worried about, you're not offended by somebody saying these things about you, because like I said, people will say all kinds of stuff about you on these social media streets. But you got to understand, other people may be triggered by that, and you know, and outside of social media. So when you get to, because I do think that there's a difference between social media and being in somebody's face. Because I do think people will say things on social media that they wouldn't say in your face. There are people like that because it's just for social media. It's for social media clicks and for the entertainment purposes. It's not, they don't really feel like that. They're just hyping it up and, making it entertaining and not looking at the disrespectful aspect to it. So yeah, they wouldn't say it to your face because they don't know who you with, or, there's people who won't say, and then there's some who will. But if it doesn't bother you, then it rolls off your back. But there are some people who it does bother, and when they see you, it's on sight. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. That's how it is with some people. Let's continue.
But one thing I will say about, this is to the youngsters especially, because they the ones who really don't know. I'm talking about 35 and under. When you in a man's face, you have to watch how you talk to them, because face to face is a lot different than the computer.
I agree with that.
On the computer, I got
let me ask you a question.
Motherfuckers saying all kind of shit about me on the computer.
Let me ask you a question.
But if they in my face saying that to me,
let me ask you a question.
It can go bad.
Why?
I'm not saying I'm not.
No. Hold on.
I'm not acting tough.
I'm asking you a real question. Why do you get triggered if somebody says that to you? Like what is it in you that gets bothered by a switch?
Okay, so listen to me. Manhood is all we got left. You really got to understand this. Just give me a second to land on this.
I'm with you. I'm listening.
If we don't have our manhood, we ain't got nothing. So when a man walk up to you and say something flirtatious to you, when a man walk up to you and say something where he's challenging your manhood and things like that, trust me, I don't care how savage it may seem. When you dealing with a man, you can set a man off if you in his face and you saying things that are not. I'm not talking about somebody just saying anything. I'm talking about there are certain things, like I can't walk up to a man walking down the street with his wife, Anton, and say, man, your bitch thick. I'll be like, wait a minute. Of course, by me being older, the last thing I want is drama in the streets. But what I'm saying is, you can't disrespect men face to face. You can do it online because it's easy to do it online.
Nope. See, that's where we disagree.
Okay, I want to hear this.
That's where we disagree, because you got to keep the same energy across the board. You can't pick and choose when you can disrespect somebody and when you can't disrespect somebody, and then pick and choose when you're going to react to somebody disrespecting you. You wrong, bro. You wrong as two left shoes. You're wrong, bro. I fuck with you. I fuck with you because you are one of the most disrespectful, and stand on that shit.
But I want to understand what you're saying, Anton. You missed me. When you say you can't disrespect people with what? Make sure you explain that to me.
You got to keep the same energy across the board, bro.
I don't understand.
You can't say I'm going to disrespect you online, but then you can't do nothing in person.
Well, trust me.
I'm not saying do that.
I'm not saying what you're wrong about, but listen, talking to somebody in person is different than talking to somebody online. And if I'm so disrespectful, what do I do to be disrespectful online? Because you said I'm disrespectful online.
You said out of your own mouth that you will be disrespectful online. Ain't even. Yes, you did. You just said that.
Disrespectful online?
You said you can disrespect. It's different if you disrespect somebody online versus doing it in real life.
No, I didn't say what I would do.
How is it different?
I said if somebody in the chat room is saying something disrespectful about me, I don't hold that against them because they're
What
typing.
About when you talking about real people?
What do you mean?
If you comment on somebody and you give your opinion on real people.
Well, I mean, that's your opinion. You don't know. I mean, unless it's blatantly disrespectful, like you calling somebody names and disrespecting their family. There's a lot of things that we see on social media that could be looked at as disrespect. And this is why, and you just don't know what it is because it depends on the person. If you straight up say you mother effer, you fat beat, and you this and that, okay, and that person is not warranted, and that you would automatically look at that as disrespect, right? But if you're on a panel and you're saying stuff to people, and you're saying, now shout out to Anton, love Corey, both of them, but there are a lot of things that they both say that other people look at as disrespect. There are people on them very panels who say, oh, it's one-sided. This is your disrespect. I just saw a video of that where the guy was saying, hey, you pick and choose what you want is disrespectful, or you picking sides and this and that. So, the disrespect is dependent or contingent upon the person who you saying it to. People say I bash women and I don't like women because I have an opinion on women and the state of women and how they are. That's how they feel about it. I'm not going to change their feelings. They think it's bashing. That's what it is to them. To me, it's not. So we don't agree. Certain things you say to people, they're going to respond in the way of how they feel. If it's disrespectful to them, that's a case by case situation. You could say whatever you want to say and feel or react to how you want to react, but it doesn't mean that it's always okay with the other person. You get what I'm saying? So what is disrespectful to another person is determined by that person. But if somebody tells you, hey man, you being disrespectful, I don't like that. Don't call me this or don't say this because I don't like that. I think that's disrespectful. Then I think you should respect that person's feelings. But a lot of times people are called soft or weak if they say, hey, you disrespected me. I don't like that. And that's disrespectful on a whole nother level. If somebody especially if somebody tells you, hey, I don't like that, because that could be a trigger for them. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. I don't think you're less of a person if you say, hey, don't do that. And I think when you're on social media, it's easier to do it versus in person, because if you write in somebody's face and calling them a weak ass motherfucker, then, that might trigger them, and then they're going to want to fight, because the men always say it. Hey, men understand the respect level between each other. So they know that they could cross the line real quick. I hear all the men on social media say that. All of them. So to Corey's point, yes, if you are in person, two men, and you say what you may have said online, which either way is disrespectful. If you disrespect somebody online, it's disrespect. But it really, I think it shows how far you are willing to go with it. And if you really about that life, if you call somebody out and they call their wife out and say all kind of crazy things to a person online, and then when you see them, you still say it, okay, you crazy. You about that life. You don't care. You ready to fight. You ready to throw the blow, whatever. That person is really in that way, but everybody is not like that. So I think this is where you have to be careful of how you address people online, especially if it's directly to a person. See, a lot of times in these spaces, we talk in general. I know most of the time we talk in general. We're just giving an opinion. But when you make it specific to one person and you really just saying egregious things about that person, that is disrespectful. And I do think in that sense, now to Anton's point, I think in that sense, I think you should be ready on site, because you don't know, everybody is not looking at social media stuff as just social media. Everybody's not looking at it like that. Some people take it serious, especially if it's directly directed to you and it's personal to you, your family, and things like that's taken it to. That's why I say you should never make it personal. Let it be an opinion, and y'all don't have to agree, and keep it moving. But if you're going into somebody's personal life and dealing with their family and talking shit about their mama and their daddy and this and now that's going too far. So I think when you do that online, it's going to translate to the streets too, if that person is about that type of life. If that person is not about all of that and ain't really gutter or gritty like that, then they'll probably just let it slide. It really just depends on the person. You know what I mean? That's just how I see it. I mean, it could go either way. It just depends on the people. Everybody is not street thugs. Everybody is not about this fighting in the streets. Everybody is not like that. So a lot of people resort to social media to air that out and make it seem like they that dude, or I'll F you up and all that. But a lot of times they're not even that type of person. But it'll come off in that way because they'll say some crazy stuff online. But then if somebody see them in person, they backtrack. You know what I'm saying? Like, so and I don't think everybody should want to be these so-called gangster type. I don't think that's what people need to be anyway. We got enough of that as it is. There are men out there who are like that. But then, once again, I'm not a man. And the way the men speak on here about a man and how men you know what I'm saying, interact with each other, they say there's already an understanding. This is what they say, right? This is what the men on here say. There's already an understanding between men that, hey, if disrespect is being thrown in my face, it might be some consequences, right? Am I right? That's what I hear the men say. So we gotta believe that, hey, online, a lot of the talking points and stuff kind of get rolled to the back. The disrespect, or what is perceived as disrespect, might not have a major consequence online, because what are you gonna do? You can't type forever, but it could translate to when I see you, there could be some bent up or pent up animosity or whatever, that person like, hold on, I'm gonna meet you for real, and then we're gonna see what it do. So it just depends on the person. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
I don't want to go back and forth. I'm trying to make sure you understand what I'm saying. Do you hear me when I say
what you're saying?
Whatever I say online, giving an opinion of something, is different than if
I said disrespectful. How can you determine whether or not somebody feels disrespected?
Well, feelings is one thing, man.
You felt some type of way?
Yeah, because ain't nobody finna stand in front of my face and talk to me like they on my level when it comes to homosexuality. Like that'll start a war. That'll start a war.
We can agree to disagree. I think you're wrong, bro. I personally, I'm telling you directly, you're hypocritical.
Okay, well, you can say that. I don't think I'm gonna win that argument with you now. But what I am saying to you, Anton, is when you are talking to men face to face, trust me when I tell you this, man, it's different than online. Face to face. I'm the
same person in real life as I am online. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. Right? Anybody, listen, I go city to city. I'm not an online nigga, bro. Like, I create content online, but I really am out in every single city. I done visited almost every single state. I have real meetups in real life. I shake hands. I kick it with people in real life, and I go out there and kick it with the people. I'm not different online than I am in real life. People may think that because they may have never met me in real life, but I keep the same energy. I reciprocate. Or I'm willing to walk away unless it goes up. If it's going to go up, then it's just going to go up and we just going to figure it out from there. But the fact of the matter is, I don't switch up.
See, I'm not
going to talk about you online. Hold on. I'm not going to talk about you online. And then when I see you in real life, I'm going to be like, man, you know I'm just playing. I'm not that type of nigga.
Yeah, but
either I fuck with you or I don't.
But see, that's just one scenario, Anton. What I'm saying to you is this. This is what I'm saying to you. I ain't saying it to off.
But before Corey finish, what Anton just said, I think that's how you should be. If you are disrespecting somebody online, I think when you see them, you should keep that same energy. If you feel a certain way about a person and you made that clear online, then make it clear when you see them. Don't switch up. Now, I agree with that. I think that's how that's real. That's real. Just be who you are. If you made it clear online, I don't like you, I don't give a shit, I don't whatever. And it's personal to that specific person or persons, and you made that clear, don't switch up when you see them. Because if that's your real feelings, keep that same energy and be ready for the smoke. I agree with that. But a lot of times it's not like that with some people. And a lot of times it's not always personal. That's what I'm saying. If it's generalized, then you're not talking to a specific one person, you're just generalizing an opinion. That's different. Because it's not a personal thing. But if it's personal, and you made that clear online, that is personal about somebody, of course, yeah, stand on that. Stand on that. Even if they showing up, if they show up, you know, to get it popping, stand on business. I agree with that. Now, if that's, you know, I think that's how it should be. I think it's how it should be. That's, you know, that's how it should be. Let's continue.
Said what you just said. I'm trying to talk to you now.
And I'm not a tough guy either.
I'm not either.
I'm not a tough guy.
I'm not a tough guy. I don't even want to perpetrate like I'm a tough guy. But what I'm saying is, when men stand between each other, there is energy that is being transferred. And trust me, when men disrespect each other face to face, motherfuckers can die.
I agree.
Right.
That's why when I'm talking to a man, especially face to face, I try to make sure I don't go over the line. And if I ever go over the line, I can apologize.
Is what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying and I agree with you.
Right.
Why is it only face to face? That's where we disagree at.
Well, anything I said, I will say in the face of a man that I said it about.
All right, well, that's
I don't go there to try to. I don't have to shock jock, even though that's something that people say easily. Oh, he's shock jocking. No. Anything I've said about anybody, I will say right to them if they standing in front of me. And I would like for somebody to research the internet on things I've said and show me that I wouldn't say something to somebody if they were standing there. The only thing I said I wouldn't say to somebody if they were standing there, because I saw Charles Barkley in the airport one day. And I realized how big he was when I saw him in the airport. Now, I've said things about Charles Barkley. If he was standing in front of me and he said, say that shit now, I'll be like, we black, man. Come on, let's calm down. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only one.
You know what the problem with this show today is? We got to do a part 2. Because we ain't talked about none of the shit that we supposed to talk about.
That's why, because we can't say dick sucking in front of each other, bro.
Well, I know that now, right? I get it.
And I appreciate you for giving me that, because that shit, I forgot I'm still Corey, because I don't live a life of.
That's one thing you can't call Corey a D-sucker. You can't do it. He ain't never letting that go. That touched him deep. He that's one thing now we know. You don't do that. That's gonna trigger Corey. For sure. You know for a fact. So if somebody call him that on purpose, they know they trying to trigger him, baby. We know that that's a trigger for Corey Holcomb. Don't do it. Because he ain't let it go yet. He's still saying, well, don't do that. That sidetracked the whole goddamn show. That's one thing for sure we do know. So, baby, yeah. What the hell, Lord? He ain't let that go yet. He ain't gonna let it go. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. Says both sides are wrong. Corey needed to check his emotions. Anton was there to rage bait. Why Anton, knowing he is a conservative, go on Corey's show? Good point, Divine Photos. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Like I said, maybe this was a concerted effort. This was something they, that was planned, for the internet, because they probably make a lot of money off of this. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Of getting into it with people. I really don't.
No, Corey, you pick on people that you think ain't gonna respond to you.
Now, give me an example.
Corey.
You said give me an example.
You pick your targets based off of what you think they ain't gonna do. And that's why you feel comfortable saying some of the wild shit that you say online.
But I asked you this, and I'm gonna ask you again.
I'm not gonna say
give
no
me
names.
an example.
No, I'm not gonna say no names.
You can't give an example.
No, I can.
Will you please
because I don't want to implement nobody into this that'll be bad. That's not a good thing.
Well, do you understand by you saying that?
I like to speak from my own perspective.
It sounds like babble.
But you know it's not babble. It's real, and it's real. That's why you laughing.
I'm laughing at you because you didn't. I had to ask you twice so far.
You pick your
said
targets
I pick on people
carefully,
and I said, give me an example.
You pick your targets carefully, very carefully.
So you can't give me an example
because
that's the third time.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
You tiptoed around Dave Chappelle.
You talking about the last time I said something about it?
You tiptoed around Dave.
I'll give you that.
You tiptoed like a ballerina.
But now I'm gonna give you that.
No.
But what did I tiptoe about?
You would not have did that shit on a regular motherfucker. You know that Dave Chappelle's last Netflix special was not it.
And I tiptoed around it.
And you tiptoed around it because you didn't want the smoke.
I did.
Overall. And so you pick and choose your targets carefully.
You see, I didn't want the smoke.
No, because you didn't want the backlash.
Okay, but look, let me say this because you brought it up. I did tiptoe around how I really feel with the last special, because I'm not gonna lie. It's everything that I said the time before when I spoke about it. Hot trash, no jokes. In the future, when people watch it, that don't know him like we know him now in this culture, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? I'll give you that. I did tiptoe around his special. And you know what?
And
I can live with that.
And
I can live with that. But what else? I ain't trying to think of nothing else. But I'm saying I think that was kind of. And you found a way to bring that nigga into it.
What do y'all think about Dave Chappelle's last Netflix special? Listen, I didn't think it was all that, and I love Dave Chappelle. But I didn't think that this last special was really that good compared to the others. That's my opinion on it. I chuckled here and there, but I didn't think it was that great compared to the others. But I love Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite comedians. But I did say too, even to my husband, I'm like, this special wasn't as good as the others. Now I enjoyed it because I like Dave Chappelle, but it wasn't the best. So okay, that's about Dave Chappelle. Like, okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was great either. I thought it was okay. Nazi Naz 97, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for being here. It says Anton is in the entertainment business and believes in corporate rules, but there's a threshold for everything. Thank you so much for your perspective. I appreciate your comment and the super chat. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, I did not like the last special. I chuckled a little bit, but compared to all his other ones, oh no, I didn't think it was that great. I mean, that's just what it is. Let's continue.
I love you, Darlene. I love Craig. But they will not call you out on your bullshit and challenge you.
Now you trying to turn?
No. You asked me for the feedback. I didn't volunteer it. You forced me. I said, you know what? I don't want to do that. Okay. Then you said, okay, well, Anton, go ahead and keep on naming names and let's get to it. Okay, well, let's get to it then if that's what you want to do.
Well, how about this? Let me can I respond?
Because Darlene is real chill and she not gonna cause no friction. And Craig is happy to be here.
Okay, so can I say something about that?
But see, you don't cut me off. I don't give a fuck because I'm rich too, so I'm cool. I got my own movement. I got my own motion, so I can tell you the truth. And I think that you also surround yourself with people that will not challenge you because you big dog to them. Okay. You big bro. Okay.
Oh, now Anton. Oh my God. Listen, I love Anton. Listen, I love both of these guys as far as their work, ethics and things of that nature. Because I don't know them personally, but I like what they're presenting and what they're doing. But Anton, damn, once again, I gotta give my opinion. This is what some people say about Anton. There are literal people who say Anton, that certain people on his panels won't really question him because they're on the payroll. I just watched the video where that came into question. I've seen people say the same thing about Anton. I'm just saying, it's almost like they both be doing the same things if he bringing that up. If that's the truth, there are people who say that there are people on Anton's panel who will not question him or go against him because he's big dog to them, just using Anton words. Look, I don't know one way or another because you got to be involved to know what's really going on. But there are people who say the same thing about Anton. I don't know if it's true or not, but there are people who say that. Right? Right? Am I tripping? Yeah, there was the guy on his panel, Slimmy, and then what's the other guy named who just was saying that? I know, I was just watching. Like I said, I support. I watched this stuff. I just saw the guy Slimmy and another guy on the show saying that same thing to Anton. And Anton was not for it. Anton was saying, like, what? He said they were saying he picked sides and he called them out, but he don't call the ladies out. Whatever, one of the ladies or a couple of ladies on the show, when they disrespect them, they don't take it as disrespect. I think they were saying the same thing he's accusing Corey of. And then they say Anton said out his mouth that he paid them. And so that's what the other guys were saying. Well, they're not going to say anything because they're getting paid and you don't hold them all to the same standards. You call the dudes out, but you don't call the chicks out who are disrespectful. I just saw that. That's the same thing somebody accused Anton of. So I don't know. I think they're kind of like on the same playing field. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I saw something. So I'm like, damn. So he's basically accusing Corey of the same thing other people accuse him of. Is it true? I don't know if it's true, but I know I saw it. I know I saw it. And I've also heard people say that too about Corey and Darlene and on the show too. I've heard other people say something to that effect as well. But I mean, that's once again, that's not facts. That's an opinion because we're not there. We don't really know what's going on. We really don't know their relationship, but we do see stuff. So I don't know. Hey, J Knight 1984. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Classy young man 35. Thank you once again, Classy, for the super chat. Says that's where I get on Anton. He does the same thing. Q is Q. Yeah, Q and Slimmy called him out about the ladies. He does the same thing. That's what I know. I ain't tripping. Like I say, I respect and like what these men are doing, but I mean, I watch. So I did see that they were saying the same thing that Anton is saying against Corey. I know I ain't tripping. Thank you, Classy. I appreciate you. Divine Photo says, this is the issue with Black conservatives like Anton and others. They call out the Black community in the disguise of accountability. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate the support. You know, that's crazy though, y'all. That's crazy. Thank you once again, Divine Photos, and shout out to you. That's crazy. Let's continue though, y'all.
Okay, so let me say this since you brought up Darlene and Craig. Let me say this. You don't know our relationship. But
I know what I
can't. I'm doing more teaching. I'm doing more teaching on some real street level shit than I thought I would have had to do. But listen to me, Anton. You don't know me and her relationship.
I'm listening.
Maybe
I'll
the reason you don't get the results you want from her is because there's a certain level of respect that comes from me and her relationship. That's what I'm saying. You don't know, brother. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm not talking about
you speaking on her.
I'm not talking about you talking about her. I'm talking about when there's certain subjects that come up on your show.
We done argued on the air a million times.
Man, come on, bro.
I'm just saying.
Corey, sometimes you be on bullshit. Nobody call you out on it.
Now I'm trying to teach you, but I don't think you catching it.
Okay, I'm observe.
You don't know my relationship with this woman. You don't.
Anton, now come on, Anton. Anton say she don't call you out on your bullshit. Anton, don't you think that there's probably people who don't call you out on your bullshit on your panels too, who don't go there because they maybe they just respect you enough not to. Because somebody, I mean, there are people who brought up this exact point, and then they brought they talked about Jazz. If y'all familiar with Jazz, who's all over all these panels, you know, and she get a bad rep because of her stance and her opinions and things like that. But they said there are a lot of people who don't really stand up to Anton, but Jazz is the only one that does, who's not afraid to call him out in her way. Now, do I agree with Jazz all the time? No. Do she make some points sometimes? Yes. But there are many people who said that Jazz is the only one who will call Anton out. That majority of these other people are just kind of, you know, quiet. They don't really call him out. They don't want to go there. I think two things could be true. And, you know, it is what it is. But then, you know, he would defend that and say, that's not true. So then Corey has to defend himself too, and as to why he believes that's not true. And both are on the outside looking in. If you're on the outside looking at Anton's panels, you could come to that conclusion. If you're on the outside, if Corey was on the outside looking at it, he could come to that conclusion too, both sides. And Anton could come to that conclusion because many others have as well. But is it true though? Because they would argue that it's not true. Anton has argued that that's not true. And Corey is doing the same thing because you don't know the relationship between the people. So that's just another opinion. It's not a fact. You know what I mean? And is that really relevant to what they're talking about even? See, Irving, thank you for the super chat, says, no lies detected, Dee. Antonio gotta leave Craig and Darlene out of this, in my opinion. Well, I have seen Darlene disagree with Corey. I have too. And I've seen other people who disagree with Anton on his panel, but then you could argue that there are some who won't, you know, go at him for whatever reason. You know, maybe they just don't want to, or maybe they agree, but we could assume that as well. So both sides are dealing with the same thing. Thank you, C. Irvin. I appreciate your support. This is crazy though. I ain't gonna lie. This is crazy though. I mean, this is definitely something they could have avoided. DJ, thank you for the super chat. Says, I have seen Darlene disagree and call Corey out many times. They will get into it and then get back to having a peaceful relationship. Exactly. I've seen it as well. Thank you, DJ. I appreciate you for the support and for being here. Thank you so much. Irving Hunt says, I think Anton cheating on his wife with Mika. From his show. She is there with him on Corey's show, and he always at her house. Divorce incoming. Ooh, baby. Oh, my God. I ain't got nothing to say on that. I don't know what's going on with people, child. But thank you, Irvin, for that information. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Child, that's crazy. Crazy work, baby. Let's continue, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button, please.
No. So when you see it online and speak on what you see online, you can't really speak from factual things that are happening in the world, Anton.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So, and with Craig, I don't know why motherfuckers say Craig don't have a backbone around me. Because one thing I say this, Craig beat most motherfuckers' ass I know. I see motherfuckers don't be fighting Craig. I see motherfuckers don't run up on him with that bullshit quick. The motherfuckers who I seen ran up on Craig way bigger than Craig. So the obvious needs to be said, because I believe that there's a lot of people who don't know the obvious, and I can't teach you that in an episode. But I'm saying, like, if you ever see me around any woman, Anton, if you see me around any woman, trust me, dude's been paid, homie. And I can't say it no other way better than that. Dude's been paid. That might not be something you will catch. I'm saying this for the streets. Dude's been paid, homie. Trust me, man. Trust me. I don't be around just anybody. I can't let any type of woman just come with me and be connected to me in no way. I don't like that. If you around me, it's a reason you around me. And I'm saying, like, I don't know if I could graduate you to that next level of the conversation. And it ain't no disrespect to you. But I'm saying, like, you see somebody around me, oh, I ain't just got anybody around me. Dude's been paid, homie. That's what I'm saying. And I ain't saying that tough either. I'm just trying to say it in a way where I hope you can understand. Yeah. Okay. So anybody around me, dude's been paid. I don't let anybody around me. If you around me and dudes ain't been paid, I'm trying to get away from you because I don't know you. And ain't no dues been paid, so I don't know you. I don't know you.
And we spoke right before the show.
Question for Anton.
So.
What happened?
No, I'm not talking about.
No. I understand.
You get me?
I got that. Right. I got that. But in my case too, whenever I choose to speak up or challenge him on anything or tell him, look, I don't agree with that or what have you, I won't keep delving into it because I don't see the point. Because I know at a certain point with men like you at your age, there's not going to be any change. So why? I don't even bother with it. I just, I might say, I don't like that. I don't agree with that. And then if they want to continue, I'm not for it.
I'm with you.
That's it. I just don't like, I don't do that. I got way more important fish to fry in that. And I thought, I'm not going to change this man's mind on stuff. So I just don't even bother. That's it.
Well, I'm glad she spoke up and said that. You know what I mean? It's not always what it seems. And I think this is why social media is a little tricky. And this is why people say, with certain things you don't share with social media or put out there because people are going to perceive it the way they want to, whether it's true for or not, So that's why I say social media is a fake place and a game. It's for you to capitalize on. It's not really real because outside of this, people move and act totally different a lot of times, and this is social media is for financial gain. It's for that. It's not. You can't keep it real because if you so-called keep it real on social media, then people expect you to keep it real in real life, and you don't know what that entails. You know what I mean? And if you're not really like that, it makes don't do it. It's just that's why I say you got to learn how to separate the two. Like you got to let things on here roll off your back. You can't just be like hot and sweaty and mad every time somebody say something. Because what you gonna do? You gonna go track down everybody that have a negative view or opinion of you? Like, come on. Are you gonna go? What you gonna do? Go beat them all up? Or do you want to be in jail? you know what I'm saying? You got to take it with a grain of salt. You can't. That's why I think this is crazy. And this is why I'm hoping that there was a bigger agenda behind this, that they set this up to be like, hey, we're going to do something. We're going to break the internet. Let's come up with strategize something. That would be smarter if that's what it would. Maybe that's what Anton was thinking. I don't know. But I mean, it makes for good entertainment if rather it be for real, you know? So let's continue. Hit the like button.
But another thing about the ladies, since we talking about this, see, whenever I see a woman with a man, most of the time, if it ain't your wife, I already say to myself, what is this fuck shit? Why is this motherfucker in the streets with you? That's how I feel about life. So I'm saying, like, that might be a prejudice that I have, I can admit. If a woman is in the streets with a man, fuck is this?
Why? Why do you care about that? Why is that meaningful to you?
No, it's not that I care at all, because it's not my business. But I'm saying, like, if a man stepped to me with a woman and it ain't his wife, all I do is say to myself,
you mean like checking you?
Not checking me, brother. I'm saying, like, if a man has a woman with him,
okay,
and you know what I'm saying, it's not his wife. Where are we going
with this, Corey?
I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't want nothing to do with it. That's all across the board as I've gotten older and wiser. Like, if a man got a woman with him and he say, hey, hold on, man, how you doing? This is my lady, so-and-so, so-and-so. It makes me say, okay, this is his lady. That's what that is. But I'm saying, like, if a man is in the streets with a woman, sitting next to a woman and all like this, whatever, and this bitch ain't been explained, I'm like, hold on. What the fuck is this sucker shit? Especially if it's imposed in any way. That's what I'm saying, G. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because you ain't finna act like you ain't smart. You smart than a motherfucker.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if somebody introduces you, if somebody took the time,
I don't know what he's talking about.
If somebody actually walks in and takes the time to introduce you to somebody, that's being imposed. I'm like,
There's people in the chat say, what is Corey talking about? All the uninitiated don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm like, uninitiated. Don't introduce me to, especially if I know that person.
That's how I believe that.
This is what I know. This is what I am. I admit that I am a C student.
In what?
In life. And everything.
Okay.
And school and everything. I'm a C student. So the way I like to do it is, I like for people to break it down to me like a C student. Help me to understand, like I'm barely graduating. Break it down to me like a little child. The way that you would talk to a child, talk to me.
Right.
That's why I like to do it. And it's easier for me to digest it.
I like that you said that.
Wait a minute.
I'm at a stage of the game.
So, Dee, he's saying that because Anton brought a woman to the studio with him for the interview. Okay, who is the woman? So he brought a woman to who is the woman? Is it his friend? Who is it? He brought a woman to the child, baby. Oh my God. Let's continue.
I ain't got time to talk to kids.
Why not?
I don't got time to talk to kids. My kids grown. And I'm saying, like, if they asked me to go to the school and speak to the children, I would tell the children to do what's right. Because I know that's what they're supposed to do. I'll be like, listen, do what's right. Whenever you get that feeling like you're doing something wrong, then, step back and do what's right. That's what I would tell kids. That way I would be able to speak from the heart.
So you're one of those, do what I say, not what I do?
No.
I said do what's right.
Let me tell you what my translation of that is. This is my translation of that. I don't want to substantiate my argument, or I don't want to break it down to where you'll actually understand it, because you may be able to break down what it is that I'm saying. So I choose to only speak in riddles, and I also want to speak in parables, because then I could say, well, if you don't know, you don't know, you don't get it. Now, I might get it. I might know exactly what you're talking about, but I might act like I don't know what you're talking about because I want you to substantiate your argument. So that's what I stand on. But that's why I say break it down to me like a C student, so that I can truly understand exactly what you're talking about, so that we all can understand it, because we all may need to learn something.
Right. So
That's
look,
what
what
the
you
OGs
said.
do. They
Get it
teach,
or not.
right?
Right.
You said
whether
you
get it or
go,
not.
but what you said in there, that was a key word. You act like you don't know. And I know you act like you don't know, brother.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You just said it. Believe me,
Why
you
is
said it.
Phil laughing?
Oh,
Phil's silly.
Oh,
He's
Phil
silly.
out. Look,
Philly
you know
trying
what?
to look. It was an intense moment in here, Anton, and we trying to make it where it is professional. We trying to make it where it ain't what everybody said might be or whatever the fuck. Because I ain't with all that. I ain't got to go to war with no man who visited our show and probably didn't understand one thing how I was thinking, and I probably didn't understand one thing how he was thinking.
Corey not gonna have me back on the show, y'all.
You
would.
funny, man.
He
You
not gonna have
funny.
me back on the show.
If I wasn't gonna have you back on the show, I wouldn't have shook your hand. I hope you believe that. When I caught myself, I was like,
You know what I'm
man,
doing
this
right
man
now,
don't know that
Phil?
he
I'm putting
did that.
pressure on him to get me back on the show.
But it ain't working
By
like that.
saying that he not going because
It ain't gonna work like that. But I'm saying,
Corey don't like this, dog. He don't like this.
What? I think it's
wait, what Corey don't
listen,
like? Why you talking to that man over there? I'm sitting right here.
Because I got to talk to Phil. I'm talking to Corey through Phil. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Here's the thing.
Them the games where
Here-
niggas
here-
get into fights. I'm telling you,
Here's the
this
thing.
is how it jump off. But go
Corey,
ahead.
Corey not gonna have me back on the show because Corey is not having fun right now.
Are-
This is Corey. This is gonna be one of Corey's best shows, but he's not having fun right now. And Corey seems to be a feeler. I'm more of a results-driven guy. Corey seems to be the type of person that goes off of how he feels.
If you notice, I'm doing a lot of explaining to you about how the line can get crossed, but you're doing a lot of telling me what I am. I think that's homosexual behavior.
I said Corey seems to be, meaning that I'm leaving open a door to get corrected. I want him to correct me if I'm wrong, but I still want the freedom to be able to give my opinion. So you don't want me to get my
You
thoughts?
can have the freedom, brother.
Why
What
is
I
that-
look like
why
trying
is
to take
everything-
freedom from you?
No. I'm starting to feel some type of way, bro, because why is everything homosexual to you?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, if,
When
I'm gonna try to
when did the
explain.
conversation turn into homosexuality again?
Okay, I'm gonna let you land. I'm gonna let you land because I don't want to talk over you.
I'm
enough.
trying to understand it. Why is everything gay?
I can
don't get
explain it. I can explain
Okay,
it.
go ahead.
Maybe look, I'm not saying that you gay, but what I'm saying is if you looking at another man and you say you talking to me through another man, if I'm a man, I'm gonna say, well, I'm right here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but you're not getting it.
You still talk about me. Homie, this is a gay conversation.
It's not.
When you talking to men who play in riddles and stuff like that, I'm telling you,
You the one that's talking in riddles. I'm
you ain't
talking
never been to
straight
jail, have you?
Hell no, I ain't never been to jail.
I
Why
could
would have been to
tell.
jail? You been-
I could tell.
You been to jail?
Nope.
So,
Nope.
So what the fuck that mean then?
I'm just saying, like, if you went to jail, they would have to start you over from scratch.
What would they do to you?
The people who
You would be the tough one.
No. Just let me land with this. The people
I don't
who
think from a jail perspective, nigga. I'm not a jailbird. I'm never going to jail.
I see.
The fuck is we
well, you
talking
can't
about?
say what you'll never do, but I'm
I'm
saying
never going to jail, bro.
Okay.
I don't even have that in, dog. I don't even like that type of energy.
I'm just trying to make a point. Anton. What I'm saying is, I have been around enough people who have been institutionalized where I know how to carry myself around men who not finna play with you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I don't hang around niggas that been to jail, so I saw for it that way. The way you saw for it is a little bit different than the way I saw for it.
Okay.
So I choose not to hang around niggas that's been institutionalized that had to carry themselves a certain way because they made a decision that they wasn't supposed to make.
And you know, it shows that you've been around people that ain't seen the other side of the game. Because some of the smartest men I know they've been to college and gave that time up. And it was actually a learning process for them. But they still got to stand 10 toes down when they out here, Anton. I don't believe that you tried to disrespect me now that I've been talking to you. I don't believe that. I believe that you are the way you are. I am the way I am. And it can clash if people are not educated on how to be around each other because men can go to war over misunderstandings.
He's throwing an intellectual shot right now.
What am I doing?
So without saying it, he's basically saying, oh, you from a different space so you don't get the way that we move over here.
Over here or anywhere in the United States of America, and that's not a black thing. I'm talking about Caucasians, Hispanics, and Asians understand the respect level men must have when they're in front of each other because it can trigger war. That's all I'm saying to you.
I understand everything that happens when it happens. I'm a chess player. That's what I've been playing my entire life. Okay. Maybe you walked into something that you wasn't expecting.
I don't go with.
Maybe I knew what you was gonna do before you did it.
Maybe. But I tell you what, that's a dangerous game to play, especially if you got a life that you live in. Because I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of people in the cemetery that didn't know it was gonna happen like that fast. That's why out here I try to walk under the code. There's a code out here.
No, you don't.
I'm trying to figure out what was the conversation really supposed to be about, because they really took a real long left turn. Like they really went off the mark. You know, and this went on. I think this was a 2-hour stream. I'm gonna continue to let it play because I want to get to the resolve of it all. But you know, once again, I hope they can resolve this and move on. You know, and have the conversation that they were originally supposed to have without all of this foolishness, because it is just foolishness at the end of the day. You know, it really has nothing to do with seems like the conversation they were supposed to have. Just look, if you got a disagreement with somebody, let them know, hey, I don't tolerate this and that and the third. I'm not on that because I'm just not going to tolerate that, and then move on. And that goes, you know, both sides. I think we all need to learn, you know what I'm saying, to do that. But wow. Anyway, let's continue.
No. And that's why I said
you say I don't walk under the code?
No, you're hypocritical. I told you that to your face.
The whole world a hypocrite, but what are you talking about?
No, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite when it comes.
I believe you.
When it comes to specifically you moving by a code.
I don't understand what you're saying. Because
you think that you can say what you want to say when you want to say it, and that people are supposed to respect the way that you move. But I don't think that you move the way that you're supposed to anyway.
I want this thing to be studied because here's the truth. Brother Anton is talking about everybody else but himself and white men. This is a fact.
I like this chat. Let me tell y'all why I like the chat.
Everything but himself and white men.
No, listen. I told you I want to come back and have a full conversation about it. Or we can talk about it right now. I ain't got nothing better to do.
Study this episode.
Shout out to
shit on Caucasian males.
Shout out to the chat.
Shit on
I'm not gonna shit on nobody.
Yeah, you shitted on black people. You shitted on motherfuckers.
I feel like I shitted on you. To your face. To your face.
Be careful shitting on me because I feel like you're talking shit again.
I'm not talking shit. I'm telling you.
Be careful.
I'm telling you.
You shitted on me to my face, but that shit will lead to some danger.
Will we please stop the
trust me,
the tough talk? I got security. You got security.
Homie, I ain't got security. Them my people.
Cool. Them your
You gotta hire a motherfucker to be with you.
Absolutely. I'm always gonna hire somebody.
You better.
100%.
Wait, now, wait. Now it done got stirred up again. What? Oh, so Anton, my God, why you had to stir him up again? He like, well, I shitted on you to your face. That's what? That's going backwards. Irving Hunt, thank you for the super chat. Says, keep watching. Anton ass walked out. Okay. Thank you, Irvin, for the support and for letting me know. Why are we going backwards? We're going backwards. Let's continue.
You be talking?
Corey, stop talking tough. Stop talking
Homie,
tough.
you
just said that
I'm not talking tough. I'm talking to you straight up.
Why are you so
You said you disrespected me in my face. And then you act like it was all good.
That I disrespected you to your face. So I'm confirming what you said. You felt disrespected. So I am telling you that I disrespected you if that's the way you felt. Is that not what you said? You said that
But didn't y'all just shake hands and say y'all good? Why would you turn around and say I disrespected y'all shit to your face? If he did, let him why react? I thought y'all made up. Y'all, it ain't gonna never go good like this. You can't progress like that. What is Jesus Lord? Let's continue.
Out of your mouth. And so I apologized when you said that you felt disrespected.
No. The reason you said you disrespected me in my face
because you don't accept the apology because you
still talk about everybody else except yourself and white men.
I'm telling you what I said. You felt offended by it, so I apologize. All I'm doing is rehashing the conversation that happened. Why you so easily offended?
You still talk about me? It sounds like I'm arguing
because I'm right. See,
I'll be around bitches and they tell me about myself all the time. Be gone.
No.
That shit don't hurt no feelings. It's probably better this way.
Because I just proved my point.
Be down. So you proved the point. Homie, just gone, man. Just gone, man. You gone.
I'm out the jet.
You done did this before. Get your bitch ass Hey, homie,
all right, I'm out.
Get your bitch ass the fuck on and walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga. Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch.
You proved my point.
I got shit to do.
You're right.
Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on.
Right.
Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch, nigga. Now get your whole ass the fuck on and pay for your pussy like you got to, cake ass nigga. And go get you a bodyguard because the nigga be done slap the shit out your bitch ass. I got shit to do. I ain't finna follow that nigga out the door. I am who I say I am. I stand on it. Fuck a friend. Now who the next motherfucker to come up here? What up?
So there's a new word in the dictionary called rage bait, right? So that's what you just witnessed. So
rage bait. Let me tell you something.
It's a new word.
That ain't no new word.
Okay, bet. It's
Let me
old
tell you
behavior,
something.
new word.
Where I'm from, if a nigga say something about sucking dick, nigga, it's on.
And he knows.
How you go with that? Oh my God. He ain't gonna let that go. I swear to God. What in the world? Oh my God. It went from child, Lord, I hope they could get it together. This is insane. This is insane. Why'd Anton leave? Damn. Platinum, what is it? Platinum Light King. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. Says he told Anton to say it again. Anton got shook and ran his ass off the show. Child, what the hell? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, Platinum. Classy says, LOL, I'm starting to see what's happening. Anton is playing chess. This will be Corey's highest views ever. Oh my, probably, Classy. Thank you for the super chat, Classy. Thank you so much for the support. Oh my God. Baby, this is crazy, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So that's what y'all saw. Anton was acting tough because he got security. See, Irvin, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. Wow. 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 Well, look, everybody's already sharing this. So who knows? This might be. I mean, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets a lot of numbers, you know, everybody sharing it and posting it. This is interesting. Wow. Let's continue to see what else Corey is saying, Lord, because now Corey is still talking. Let's continue.
I don't know nothing about no niggas saying nothing to no nigga where niggas talk about suck dick and niggas be ready to swing.
And he knows that.
But he didn't say that dick sucking shit again. Get your fat ass out of here, nigga.
There's just certain words
That's
you just
a
don't
hate.
use.
In here with this bitch that he know ain't his wife and motherfucker trying to get the bitch on the show. Bitch, nigga, you ain't got it like that, nigga. Get your cake ass out of here, nigga. Like, I'm finna be upset. This is what I wanted to talk about today, mainly. We have a situation in America going on where there are a lot of men that don't want to reveal themselves, but they have bitterness because they know you're not the type of guy they are on the Backdooria side of the game. Let me say this one more time. There's a lot of men in this world that don't want to reveal themselves, but they're upset at men who expose Backdooria, so they find other ways to talk about you and they will never reveal who they are. I want to start a campaign to teach men how to be good sissies. I talked to a couple of people I know today. A good sissy is a man who knows how he gets down, and he knows how you get down, and he won't never cross them lines. I could be around a man who indulges in other men's behavior, and he know I don't get down like that. So if he don't ever
Did this man say a good sissy?
Oh my God.
No, he didn't. Who is he talking to? You know, sometimes I forget Corey is a comedian. He's so maybe that's his comedic. What? Who is he calling a good sissy?
Oh my God.
Oh man, let's continue.
pose it on me or find ways to talk crazy to me that's not straight on. See, the straight on way, he don't like you because you don't agree with the backdooria behavior. But if they don't want to come at you like, I know you don't like backdooria behavior, they come at you with something else. It's the curveball effect. So we have to teach these guys how to be good sissies. Hold on.
I gotta say,
still on the phone.
hey, again, remember, he would rather storm off than talk shit about.
He's done that
white
before.
man,
He's done that. He didn't never say nothing about white
or
men.
Democratic shit.
Right. He didn't never say nothing about white
Stormed
men.
off. We wouldn't say shit about.
But
the white men.
he didn't have to say nothing about white men. If he'd said something about me sucking dick again,
Right.
I was already looking at that eyeball because that's what I wanted. I wanted that nigga to be on that next podcast like this.
He wouldn't look a white man in the eye.
If he'd have said something about sucking dick right there, I was finna found that nigga, and whatever come with it, I'll be having to spend some more money in court because I don't want no court cases. In fact, I really can't have a court case right now because I got shit going on with court cases. But I am a man, and you can't step to me with that dick sucking shit like right here. I can see if you were like out.
I ain't gonna lie, I believe him. I believe him because he ain't let up with that yet. He said that was you can't do it, and he said, well, shout out to both of these men. I'm saying, like, come on now. I just wish they could have avoided this. This is not a good look, in my opinion. In one way, it could be for them, but it's not a good look overall. And so this is why I say when you have stuff to lose, you got to think about that. But damn. Oh, snap. Oh my God. My side is hurting, y'all. Oh my God. Literally, my side is hurting though. Oh my God. What the hell? Wait. What is this super chat? 6'8" Aquarius. Thank you for the super chat. It says Anton can't fight and won't fight Corey because he's soft. Corey won't fight because he got too many cases out on him for doing so. And Anton tried to bait him. Thank you, 6'8" Aquarius. Thank you so much for the super chat, baby. Child. Thank you. I appreciate you. Urban Hunt says, Dee Dee, you should see your face. Oh my God. I don't know. This is crazy, Lord. Thank you, Urban. Child, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just lost for words. I don't think this is good though. But it is, it is what it is. Irving, I guess that woman wasn't Anton's wife. Anton was very quiet, like a church mouse on that topic. Child. C. Irving, thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you. I appreciate your support and your commentary. It's a lot going on, y'all. Daryl, thank you, Daryl. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Says, hello, Mrs. Dee Dee. Anton wanted to bring an unknown girl on Corey's show, and Corey felt disrespected. Child. Oh my God. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you for your commentary and for being here. I appreciate you. This is crazy. There's a little bit more I want to share. Let's continue, y'all. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We got about 564 people in the building. We only got like 312 likes. Hit the like button, y'all. Let's continue.
In the park arguing with a nigga. That nigga be like, fuck you, nigga. Suck my dick. That's different. That's different. That's a nigga yelling, looking for it. But this motherfucker thought he was going to sit here and say to me something about sucking dick. I ain't even mad at the nigga because I believe the nigga is weird. But that's okay. You could be weird. You just can't step to motherfuckers with dick sucking shit. Niggas fight. Niggas kill each other over that. And I really don't think he know that. Did he just say he ain't got no friends that been to jail? Did he really say that? Yeah. Who the fuck ain't got people that went to jail that live in Detroit?
I can't. I can't.
The mayor went to jail. What the fuck? How the fuck is you in Detroit? I'll call all my Detroit niggas. Do y'all know a nigga that ain't been to jail? I mean, do y'all have any friends that ain't never been to jail? What else do I need? Everybody knows. The only man who I know who would say that is a man who ain't bold enough to say nothing about the Caucasian responsibilities in America and what they did to make things go bad. But back on the good sissy, because we on the good sissy. We need to teach our men who indulge in that type of behavior how to be confident and honest about who they are where there is no issues. Like, you can't act like you're mad at me because Corey didn't do something right on the internet. But the truth is, you mess with men and you didn't want to say you mess with men, and that's really your issue with me. In Hollywood.
But who messed with men, Corey? Who is he saying mess with men? Corey, what are you saying? What are you saying? 6'8" Aquarius. Thank you for the super chat. Says the woman with Anton name is Mika. I know Mika. She's in his inner circle of content creation. She's Black and Cuban and lives in DC. She's a Republican. I know Mika. I'm very familiar with Mika. Yeah. I watch her channel. I follow her channel as well. Yeah. So that's the person they're saying that was with him at the show. He was, she's working with Anton. He's supporting her channel and things like that. I could see that. I think Anton has done that for several people, actually. Now, is that just what it is, though? Which it ain't my business. I don't get in business of people. I know I hear speculation and I hear what people are saying, but I don't get into people's relationships, who they sleeping with, who they involved with. That ain't my business. It's same thing if it's Corey Holcomb, anybody. I don't get into people's marital or personal business because that ain't my place. I don't give a damn who you sleeping with, who you allegedly, if that is the case, or your marital business. I don't do that. I don't get into people's marriage. That ain't my focus. But y'all are just telling me that that's the woman who's there with him. Now, I know Mika I from social media, not personally. Yeah, I follow her. She talk politics and stuff. Yeah, I follow her channel. And I know, Anton has the bag chasers, right? And he definitely supports a lot of content creators and stuff. Hell, I even reached out to Anton for some advice on my channel and things of that nature because he does well. So yeah, he definitely helps people and when it comes to that. So maybe that's what the situation is. I don't know personally, so I don't get into that because I'm not gonna start speculating on people's personal because I don't know. You know what I mean? That's the last thing I'm gonna do. Get out here and start talking. I don't go that. But I get y'all just telling me. Now, what's going on with that? I know there's speculation once again. I know people gonna talk and say stuff and assume stuff and all that kind of stuff. I don't get into that part of it because I don't know, but I do know of Mika. And I watch her channel and I've listened to some of her lives and her videos and stuff on politics and things of that nature. But I also do know Anton definitely, I don't know I think he said something about a mentorship program or something. He mentors people or you know, and I know with on the bag chases and stuff, he help a lot of people and do things of that nature. So yeah, I think that's great. All of that stuff that he's doing. And I know he does support a lot of people. So it could be he's supporting her in that way or whatever. Anything outside of that, I don't know. So I leave that there. Thank you, 6'8" Aquarius. I appreciate you. Yeah, because, you know, well, look, people who are winning on social media, I don't see anything wrong with you trying to align yourself with the people who are winning. You know, the people who are progressing and growing, hey, you want to learn something from them and learn how to progress and grow as well. That's how I see it. That's my perspective with a lot of this. Hey, the people who I see are making waves and they're moving and they're you know, they're growing. I like to align myself with people who are growing in that particular realm. Your personal stuff, I stay out of. I'm not trying to get in your personal. That ain't my business. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you, but yeah, this is what y'all are saying, and I see people saying this, and I see it, but I don't get involved. See, Irving, thank you for the super chat. Says you should never say SD to another man. Rage bait. Yeah, I think that was a bit far. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't see two men in public and one say that to the other one, and they don't, and there's no fight or some moving furniture. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see, not from where I come from. It definitely, somebody definitely will be hurt or both. You know, it'll definitely be a fight for real. See, Irving, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, this is crazy. Yo, it's Eric TV. Thank you for the super chat. Says yes, it was Mika. Fine SF. Thank you, yo, it's Eric TV for your super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, this is crazy. Let's continue, y'all. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button.
Atlanta and everywhere else over the internet. I don't know. That nigga probably gone.
You know what? Uh-oh, dog walk. Dog walk.
Man, you know who looked the scaredest? Who looked the scaredest? His bodyguard. That nigga was like.
Hey, I'll beat your ass, nigga.
We ain't beat nobody yet. No. Hey, can I tell y'all something? Hold on. Let me tell y'all something. This is not a lie. Phil, Nail. Hey, what this thing cost?
Over $1 million.
Nigga, this board back here, this ain't no sucker shit. My nigga Lay Law bought this thing right here. Lay Law, Joe Mac and Maca bought this screen. This screen is not no cheap. The screen they bought was defective, so the company gave them the upgrade.
I don't think they realize that they can only see
this ain't no cheap shit. You don't tear this up. But I believe if I would have super socked that nigga, I could have guided him that way. Because I was already sizing him up. I was like, oh, this is a little fat motherfucker.
I'd have whooped him, man.
I was like, dog.
I got to get back to my show. I was watching
nigga, you stupid, nigga.
I got to get back to my show, man.
Hey, man, if that nigga would have said I suck dick, I'd have dotted that nigga out. I swear to God, and took whatever come with it. But I ain't living like that. I'm not living like that. I am a successful man.
Come back with the bodyguard. I'll whoop that nigga.
That bodyguard ain't with that nigga. That nigga just trying to get that money and get the fuck. Let me drop this cake ass nigga off at the airport. That nigga say he don't know nobody who went to jail.
Now the Craig back in the building, Lord. Now listen, I think, Lord, I'm glad they didn't fight, but I do think Corey was triggered, and I do think if Anton had said it again, Corey probably would have hit him. Do y'all agree with that? Let me know. Agree or disagree? Do you think Corey would have did that? I don't know. I felt like he would have. But I'm feeling. That's my feelings. I'm a woman, so I'm allowed to have my feelings. I feel like he would have if Anton had said it. But I'm glad it didn't. You know, I didn't want to see a fight. But that would have really put the internet in a uproar for real. Like, but we gotta do better. We can't move like that. So I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad that didn't happen. Because that just wouldn't have, that overall would have looked horrible. I don't care how many views and whatever you get from it, that would not have been good. In my personal opinion, I just, no, it didn't have, I'm glad it didn't go to that, you know. I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad it didn't, y'all. But do you think that Corey would have results? I believe him. I believe him. I really do. You know, so I don't know. But once again, I just think it's just crazy. Crazy. Shout out to Lil24. I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, coming through in a major way with the $100 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Says Anton, a fake Christian, respectfully, and only went up there to set bro up to push his buttons, even though it's not your business. But Anton started as a real Christian first, even say he ain't black. First, he's Christian. First, buddy, a whole fraud, respectfully. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate your generous donation to the channel. It definitely helps out. Thank you once again for your support. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you once again. I appreciate the support. Listen, I mean, look. Once again, y'all, listen, I say I follow and support both of these men. I think they're both successful in their own right. They both do very well. So, I just think the back and forth is almost like beneath both of them. Like, come on, y'all could do better. Y'all could do better. Y'all could have better conversations without it going personal and deep like that. Now, I don't know the backstory. Maybe there's something I'm missing as to why. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. But I just think they could do better. These are the successful men black men that we have. Why are they still arguing back and forth with each other like that? This is the kind of stuff that they talk about amongst the men who supposed to, not have it together. The ones who are striving to be better, they going back and forth and lose their temper and things of that nature. I would hold these men to a higher standard. Like, come on, because y'all made it. Y'all are successful. Y'all doing it big. Like, come on, y'all should be able to have the conversations and be able to agree to disagree without it having to go to almost fighting and all of that. That just wouldn't. Y'all don't need to do that. Y'all don't need to do that. In my opinion. Let's continue.
The fuck?
No, he was trying to.
How do you live in America and don't know nobody who went to jail? And he called me a hypocrite. This man said I'm a hypocrite, and he said he don't know nobody who went to jail. But back on the good sissy.
I gotta get back to my show. I got a show at 10.
Go ahead, Joe. Do your thing, man.
Oh, man. Fuck Anton.
The nigga was sitting right here, goddammit. That nigga then when he said, I disrespected you in your face. I was like, is this nigga talking crazy? Because I'll still slap the shit out this motherfucker. You can be around men, you can disagree with men, but you can't disrespect men when you standing next to them, man. If you want to bait people like that and play like you don't know, good luck.
And if you say that you don't know, if you don't know somebody, then watch yourself. That's when you really take extra precautions because you don't.
I don't know if they can hear you, D.
You're not familiarized with the person yet, so why would you want?
That's why I don't have people up here. But I'm saying, like, you can't come up here and say. I forgot how he said it, but I was like, when he said that shit, my mind was like, is this nigga crazy? This nigga say something to me about sucking dick?
He just used those words for that. It was like, I don't.
Darlene, don't ever jump between two niggas.
Okay, I was trying to save the screen.
That nigga wasn't finna push me into that screen.
Go ahead and hit me. Sheesh.
Darlene, listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't never jump between two niggas.
Yeah, I agree with him on that. Please, Darlene.
I'm trying to tell you so you know. Don't ever jump. When two men finna fight, get out the way.
Get out the way.
I'm telling you that so you know.
Here on the show, so I felt compelled. That's all.
Okay, that's cool, but that's why I'm telling you now. And I hope you listen. I hope you listen.
I would never do that. You know who I was with. I know game.
Okay.
You know this. Come on now.
Anyway,
game. I'm talking about
this saying.
Show stuff. Exactly.
Are you not entertained?
Okay, y'all, I'm going to leave it there. I've heard and seen enough. I mean, I put the link to the full, the full video if y'all want to check out the rest of it, because I think they get off of this and they move on to something else. But this, I mean, if the goal was to, to just be entertainment, they clearly did that. If this was really, serious for real, I think, it's unfortunate because I like I say, I respect both of these men, and they're both successful in their own right, and and I don't think it just, I don't know, it's just distasteful to see them go back and forth like that, and calling people deep suckers and all kind of this and that. It's like, and some calling each other hypocrites. I mean, when some people watching or have looked at both of them in a sense and said that about both of them. In my opinion, some of it was like calling the kettle black, like some of the stuff, that one is accusing the other one is accused of it as well. It's like sometimes you don't see yourself, but you can see when other people are doing certain things, but you don't see yourself doing it. I don't know, I just think it was unfortunate. And like I said, I like what both of them are doing. I follow both of them. So it's not, people always talk about taking sides. I can't take either side because I don't know them personally. It's the only side I could take is the side of the person I know. If I knew somebody personally and I rock with them personally and I know them as a person and everything about them, I could say, okay, I would, could take up for that person and say, oh yeah, because I know their character. I know they're not this, and I know that I and it's the funny thing people do on social media, which is very interesting. Like, oh, I don't take no sides because I don't know these people for real. Like, you know what I mean? You can't take sides when you don't know somebody. I can just give my opinion or call it the way I see it. It's an opinion, it's nothing factual because I don't know. In order for me to speak facts about somebody or a person, I got to know the person. So when you don't know somebody, you can't. How do you take sides? You just giving your opinion the way you see it. It's not a. You know what I'm saying? I always find that weird when people do that. So yeah, it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. But I really would love to know what the initial conversation was supposed to be about. What were they really talking about? Hit the like button. Listen, we're a little bit over 2 hours, you guys. Hit the like button. Yeah, this was interesting. It was an interesting conversation, to say the least. Hopefully they can move on from it. Hopefully they don't drag this out, because it didn't really seem like it was a whole lot that they disagreed on. Corey was saying, you don't address white people or whatever, and he was like, yeah, he does, which I think I've seen Anton. I think I've seen him address white people for sure, white women for sure, or just white. Yeah, I've seen it. So I think, that there is that. But what is the bigger picture? What was the bigger issue? Because to me, just saying, oh, you only talk about black people. Hell, people say that about us all the time. All you talk about is black women. Okay. Besides that, other than, okay, what else was there? It didn't seem like there was a real substantial disagreement other than him calling him a D sucker. And that was a trigger for him. And that took it left. But, and him, saying something to him, both of them saying something to each other. But other than that, I don't think it didn't seem like nothing major. It didn't seem like it didn't seem like that was a huge major controversy for real. So, I'm hoping that this was just a misunderstanding, and that Anton would know what he was doing and really put this in motion for publicity and for views and clicks. That's all I'm thinking. Because I think he's smart. I think they're both smart. I think they're both smart men. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But child, listen, shout out to Corey Holcomb. Shout out to Anton Daniels. I hope they can, move on, squash it. And hopefully he have Anton back on the show and they can just have the conversation. Because I don't know what the message was and what they was trying to bring forth. We didn't get that because it took a big major left turn. You know what I'm saying? So listen, That's it. I can't go too deep into it. I can't really go deep in depth. That was it. They had this issue. It's all over social media. And it is what it is. Some will mess around and find out, go talk crazy, to folks in the hood and find out, child, that's why I'm saying the hood, it ain't gonna really end like that. Anton almost got his glasses cloned. Anton said that Corey was sucking the D of black people when Corey said he never says it to white men. Right. This all started over name. Exactly. Yep. AD got, oh God, I see that. Somebody say I'm with Corey. Anton calls out white people on the regular. You all think he doesn't because he's a Republican and follows Trump. Yeah, I've seen him do it. I've actually seen him do it. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was just the name calling is what got it started for sure. It's Eric TV says, from what I saw this morning, it's over. Oh my God. Okay, good. Thank you, it's Eric TV. I appreciate you. So good. It really started after Corey said he kissed white men's ass and couldn't respond. Okay, right. It started because Corey called him an ass kisser. Okay, got it. Black men butt hurt that, and 80 stays away from saying anything negative about white. Oh my God. I'm not a Democrat. Anton don't call out white people. Stop. Listen, I see what y'all are saying. Listen, and people are going to go back and forth about that. But overall, like I said, it sounds like a petty conversation in a sense, like a petty argument. Like as grown men, you should be able to have a conversation without it getting personal and going to that level. You know what I mean? And my thing is this: if somebody says something about you that you don't like, you need to address it. Have a conversation with them. Talk to them. Say, bro, look, what you said, I didn't appreciate that. I'm going to respect you as long as you respect me. If you go left, then I'm going to go left too. If you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you. And if you mean what you say and you say what you mean, then whatever comes out of it comes out of it. I always say, listen, we got to get to a place to learn how to be respectful of others if you want respect. Now, if somebody just disrespect you in spite of that, then that's when, things could really get crazy. But overall, I didn't see where it should have gotten this deep. It's Eric TV says, not going to see AD on 5150 no more. It's over. Thank you, it's Eric TV. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Yeah, probably not. Somebody said, I'm so proud of you. I finally ran across someone who, hold on, let me see. Miss Rose, I'm so proud of you. I finally ran across someone who is talking with sense. And I do think AD set this up because he said he studied Corey. What does that mean? Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, y'all. So yeah, this is crazy, y'all. And once again, Corey Holcomb is a comedian, so he throws some things in that make you laugh. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just like, who was he calling sissy? That was funny as hell to me. I feel like even though Anton says nothing triggers him and it doesn't get on, I feel like both sides were triggered in a sense. Because I feel like they both were in their feelings a little bit, even though men talk about feelings and that's for the women. Sometimes men could be in their feelings too. They just don't want to call it that. You know what I mean? And so I think they both were in their feelings in a way. And it took a left turn, and it got out of hand. And now we can just move on from that. So listen, I'm gonna wrap it up, you guys. Thank y'all once again for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And I think this could be a learning lesson. You know what I mean? Respect others if you want respect, And if you got to understand that different people have different boundary levels. There are certain things you can't say to people because, like he made a good point too about Willie D. He don't like nobody calling him nigga. Now, if you know that's a trigger of his, then you don't do it. And I'm pretty sure there's grace for people who don't know, or there should be, if somebody doesn't know that that's your trigger, and when you tell them, hey man, I don't allow people to call me, then you're supposed to respect that boundary, just as you would want somebody to respect your boundaries and you know, and what you expect. I think that's very important. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the one, you should not allow people to do things to you or say things to you that you don't like, you know. And I think it's a conversation to say, hey, I don't like this, or I look at this as disrespect, don't do this or whatever. And if you respect each other, you will respect that. But if you don't, then you're going to continue to just go outside of that and you don't give a shit and you're going to say what you want. So yeah, I think that's important. Yours, Eric TV, thank you once again for the super chat. Says, what's crazy is he called him a hypocrite for the same thing he be doing. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I say, I respect both of these men and what they do, but I've seen it. I've seen this same thing occur on Anton's panel as well. I've seen it, y'all. You know, where somebody said something similar to him and he denied it. So, you know, it is what it is. I think we all can have a little room to grow. We're, like I always say, we're not perfect. Nobody has all of the answers. Nobody know everything that they saying 100%. Nobody's all 100%. We all have room to grow. We all make mistakes, you know? And so I just think we gotta remember that, you know, when you're trying to call somebody else out, yeah, you gotta also call yourself out. Thank you, US Eric TV. Once again, I appreciate you. Call yourself out. You know, make it known that you ain't gonna always get it right either. So when you're talking about others, you know, you got to have the little room to be able to call yourself out and acknowledge that you don't know everything you're talking about. So if somebody point that out, you don't get so angry about it. You already are self-aware, you know? You missed the part where he invited him out back for a fair one. No, I saw that. You're watching on an edited version. No, I actually saw the part where he I don't know if it's I just pulled the I pulled the video up on Corey's channel, so it's the actual video share on his channel. I think I did hear him offer him to go out and fight. But you got to think, once again, these are the, you know, to go out and fight, you know, you got everything to lose. Like look, my thing, like I said, this social media stuff is relatively new to me, in my opinion, because I coming into this space, I had never seen this much of a back and forth with men and how they interact on social media. But I understand, because you're not in person. You know, when you come from a place where you've seen men fight over less, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen more of that than this. So when you coming from, so it's a kind of an adjustment that you have to learn, because I've never seen so many men go back and forth with each other like this. Where I come from and what I've been exposed to, men, they don't have time to go back and forth. That's why I'm so big on having a conversation and saying that, because I've never seen it. I just see people, you know, people done lost their lives. People done been deleted over just bumping into somebody, which I don't agree with. And I think that that's horrible. I think that is not the way you should move. But what I'm saying is, on social media, the reach is different. You can't really reach a person who's talking from thousands of miles away. Yeah, I mean, you can, but most people don't want to waste time like that, because you got to go out of your way to get to a person to do, and then you know it's going to cost you, because it's on social media. Everybody can see it. The people that I've been around, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it was an adjustment to see a lot of men just going back and disrespecting each other online, and it's just easy like that to do. When I've seen so much in real life where you disrespect somebody with one word, they'll knock the shit out of you, or they gonna knock the shit out of you. They don't play, or you know, there's gun action, which we know we don't want that. Niggas get shot behind that. So, you know, it's just interesting to see how social media kind of minimizes that, because most people ain't gonna, somebody disrespect you online, you ain't gonna, because you can find them now. We seen that lady drive 3 hours to find that man and found them. But I mean, you could find people, you could reach them, you could touch them, you know, you could find them, and it's not that hard. So, but what person gonna go out of their way to have this disagreement online and then go back and forth with somebody where it's recorded, right? And then you go find them and touch them. You know, you going, if you know, when you do that, you going to jail, because everybody know that you had a beef with that person, and now you went out and you actually touched them. You going to jail. See, the people who do that, that are not on social media, they don't always go to jail. I'm just saying, because you ain't gonna find them, or you know what I mean? You don't know who did what, and it ain't nobody saying nothing. That's crazy, but I'm just saying that's just what it be. When your face is visible online and you talking, you going back for somebody and with threatening language and all that, and then you end up doing them something, you know they're coming straight for you. So I'm just saying, I found it interesting how people do that online a lot, call people, you know, bitch ass niggas and all kinds of stuff online. And they're like, nigga said to my face, and then they never really get to that. And then they just, you know, keep on with it. But there's a lot of consequences associated when you actually live that life for real. And like I say, especially if you're on social media, this is why I say the real goons ain't on social media. The real ninjas who would be about that life, they're not showing their face on social media. That's all I'm saying. It's a different type of situation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's how I've seen it. And I'm just like, it's a little different when you're on social media, you know, and you're not going, I mean, you assault, because if you hit somebody on social media, that's assault. So you can go to jail for that off rip. So, you know, because everybody could see it. We saw you hit that person first. You could talk all the shit you want. But if you don't touch him, if he had hit Anton, then it's going to look bad on him. It's not all the shit talking Anton could do. If Anton don't put his hands on him and he hit him, it's going to be all on Corey Holcomb. And I don't think he wanted to take that risk or chance, because then now you jeopardizing your livelihood, your business, and everything that you're working for. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think it's worth it. AD, Lucky Craig wasn't on the show. LOL. Craig is interested. Craig, you heard what he said, baby. They be talking some stuff. Thank you, yo. It's Eric TV. I appreciate you. Somebody says, no face, no case. Exactly. Corey got aggressive first by calling Anton a kisser, and Anton responded back with calling him a D-sucker. Yeah, I think in that case, it shouldn't have never been any name calling. Y'all do two grown, successful men. Y'all should have been able to have that conversation and agree to disagree and kept it moving. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have been all of that. Corey got, yeah. So listen, once again, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate everybody who showed up, who supports the channel. Thank y'all so much once again. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out, y'all. Make sure you are supporting the channel. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the videos, y'all. Make sure you go watch the videos that are posted. Leave a comment, hit the like button to let me know it's real. I appreciate you guys once again, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats or cash apps to support the channel. I appreciate you so much. It definitely helps the channel to go a long way. So I will be back with more lives really, really soon. Make sure you guys make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you turn on your notification bell. Hit that notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when I go live. And make sure you are watching the videos and supporting in any way possible. So thank y'all once again. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Until next time. Mwah. I'll see you later. Bye.
It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know it's a vibe. It's DeeDeesReactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDeesReactions. It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. Later. It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know it's a vibe. It's DeeDeesReactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDeesReactions. It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. Later. Later.